I encourage you on these problems to try and do them on your own, see if you can get an answer, and then maybe watch the steps that I'm taking, come back to the video, see where you can do things a little differently if you weren't able to get the answer. Here we have cosine of 3x equals cosine cubed of x minus 3 sine squared of x cosine of x. Going to work with that left-hand side of the equation, and I'm looking at my angle as 3x, and I need it to be 1x. So it doesn't qualify for a double angle nor a half angle formula. So I'm going to go to the sum and difference formulas. The cosine of 3x is the same thing as 2x plus 1x. I'm going to write out the right-hand side of the equation. That will help keep in mind what it is that I need to get to. I'm going to use the sum formula, the cosine of 2x times the cosine of x minus the sine of 2x times the sine of x is equal to the right-hand side of the equation. So as I write out the right-hand side of the equation, I see that I have things in terms of sine and cosine, so I don't want one to completely go away. But I also know that I still need to get to an angle where everything is in terms of 1x. I have to get rid of those angles that have 2x. So the cosine of 2x is going to be replaced with cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x. And then that's multiplied by cosine of x. It's a multiplication. Minus, we're going to get rid of the sine of 2x. The sine of 2x is 2 times the sine of x, cosine of x, times the sine of x, and that's going to equal the right-hand side of the equation. I'm going to put right-hand side because I am getting an idea of what it is that I need to get to. If I forget, I can always write down that right-hand side of the equation. If I distribute this cosine, I'm going to get cosine cubed, and I absolutely need a cosine cubed on the right-hand side. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to distribute, giving me cosine cubed of x minus sine squared of x, cosine of x. And then this next expression, this next term, is 2 sine of x, cosine of x, sine of x. So that's the same thing as 2 sine squared of x, cosine of x. And now I'm going to write that right-hand side of the equation again, just to become acquainted with what it is that I need to get. So I have cosine cubed of x minus 3 sine squared of x, cosine of x. Well, I have a cosine of x, cosine cubed of x. That's right here, and it's listed first on both sides. But then on the right-hand side, I have 3, I'm subtracting 3 sine squared of x, cosine of x. And on the left-hand side, I have negative, well, look at that. We have negative 1 sine squared of x, cosine of x, minus 2 sine squared of x, cosine of x. That's minus 3 sine squared of x, cosine of x. So by George, I think we've got it. Minus 3 sine squared of x, cosine of x. And is that equal to cosine cubed of x minus 3 sine squared of x, cosine of x? Indeed it is. There we go. So that's my thought process as I go through verifying these identities. Here's another one that you can go ahead and try. I'm going to put it in another video. This way, one problem per video. You can try it and then watch.